her talking on unashamed. Yeah, actually, you love my t-shirt already. It's really centered on helping us overcome the guilt and shame we feel from past experiences. I would really love you to join us to glean 1 or 2 things on how you can live life unashamedly. I want to be unashamed and audacious about the things I've done in the past and be able to share my story. I'm sure you would love to do that too. So please join us on the episode. Hi, see ya. Hello, amazing people. I would like to greet you that way today if I don't do that before. It's nice if you are joining us again, and then if you are new, thank you so much for being a part of our family. This place, we love to create a family feeling for you. We want you to know that we love you. We are rooting for you and we want the best of you. So when you come here, know that you have joined another family of faith, another family of people that want the best of you. So yes, today we're actually talking about guilt and shame. I'm sure quite a number of us have had issues of things that made us probably feel guilty or feel ashamed of so many other things. And then I think I fall in that category too. And I think a lot of people actually fall in that category. There's nobody that is perfect or that can live life without making mistake or making errors. But what happens after that session? What happens after your mistake feeling? And today, I have with me my amazing people. You know them already, so don't let me talk about the history. So today I have an amazing guest in the house that will really be taking us with our story and then our experience dealing with people, dealing with young people, other things that she can help us with in overcoming guilt and shame. And now I'll just say a little about herself. I feel like introduction helps you know us better and then helps us take you in as her family. So over to you, Ma. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I am Bankole Adebokola Folake, but please call me Folake Banks.
Yeah,
I'm a lecturer, I'm a mom, I'm your wife, and I'm your friends, you guys. I'm your friends. I relate with young people a lot. I work as an academic staff at Oyo State College of Agriculture and Technology, Igbora, precisely Fisheries Technology Department. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So now, prior to this whole session, I'd shared with you on me standing in front of my school gates back in uni, and then me feeling like the whole world can read whatever it is I've done in the past. I think a lot of us feel that way. You feel like the person standing next to you can actually see that mistake or see that error or see that thing about you don't want to see, what the world to say, and then we become very ashamed and we feel very guilty. So now I really want you to help us analyze why we overbeat ourselves about things that we've done in the past. Because I feel like as a part of us, and I think this cuts across whether you're young or you're old, sometimes people overbeat themselves for that thing they've done, and then it withholds them from really overcoming that thing and living anew. So how can we really do that? And then she has a story to tell us. I love stories because I think he has a way of making me become a better person. And I love people's story. Maybe I feel like, so if this person can go through it, you're fine.
You need to relate it more.
Exactly. You just feel like this person is on the same page with you, not somebody way above your head. So how really can people navigate that part, not to overbeat yourself when you do something? We all do something. So
okay, thank you. The first thing we just need to understand is we are human, and that tendency to make mistakes is so much with us. So it is normal that you make mistakes, and it is normal that event happens that you find yourself doing what you don't believe is the right thing. You do something that you feel it's wrong, and that's where the guilt comes in. And then when we talk about shame is more like something you admit about yourself. Like it is derogatory. It's you looking at yourself in a negative way. So how does we find ourselves into all these things? In our day-to-day activities, for some of us, it started right from the home. It started right from the house. Well, definitely I'll be sharing some of my personal. Let me use the example from the house. I have parents that will not say anything negative about you. But in a family of 4 children, my immediate senior is a guy. in the process of trying to protect me when we gain admission on
Okay.
to secondary school, when we entered secondary school, he wanted to shield me from other guys so that I won't mess up my life or fall into the wrong hands. So he just looked at me and tell me, Folake, I think I saw you with Dauda yesterday. Don't let him lie to you. Oh, fine. You are not fine. You are not beautiful.
Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, he said it just like that. And I was like, really? He said, you know I'm a guy and I'm telling you, don't let him lie to you.
Okay.
And now, body shaming. Look at you. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. You don't have in the front, you don't have in the back. And please, how do you think I'm going to feel? That's my brother telling me. Very bad. So I kind of walked away and kept thinking about it. So when guys approach me, it's like, I like you, I want to, without all their memory verses that they have on their head, it does not enter me. Let me use your words. Why? Somebody from the house already told me. It's so bad though. Then now it's entire sport. We want to engage in physical activities. My brother came again, protecting he didn't do it intentionally. He was just trying to be protective. And he was like, you are too thin. If you try to run, the wind will just carry you and you will fall. And I ended up cheerleader.
Wow.
So all through my activity, I didn't put my best into every of these physical activities because I don't want to fall. I don't want to let my house down so that it won't be because of me that the house.
Okay, I have something there. Now, it's sometimes in my head, I feel like it's easy because I could just interpret and say, all right, it's the third party that told you that, right? How about those that say those things to themselves because of what they say around them? So they say like, okay, you're not fine because they probably compare themselves to other people. But then they feel ashamed about something in their life, either because of what they've done or because of what they see other people do that they can't do. So how do you navigate that part?
Okay. In all of this, even for the first example I gave and this one, the first thing that you do is to first appreciate yourself. Because you are here on this planet already and you must live. And there is a purpose for you being here. And these are baggages that you can't afford to carry. It's going to slow you down. So you love yourself. MTN has been showcasing some words when you make a call. And one of them, all of those many ones that got to me that I love, is it says, if you will love yourself. So if you are going to love anybody, if you are going to love anything, give yourself the first love. And my mother also helped with that. She already said it that nobody will help you. That self-help is the best help. So that was how I overcome that one that my brother did to me. She made me write it on every of the notes that I use, every page. The ones I will not use, the ones I will use. So I wrote it. So I already know I'm the one to save myself. I'm the one to help myself.
Yes, but in the instance of saying that I'm loving myself, how can I comfortably say that I want to let go of the past? Because it's painful.
Yeah.
I feel ashamed about it.
Okay.
Any little trigger, I feel like, wow, it's me.
Yeah, right.
Why? I mean, I've done this and I still want to love myself. I mean, how can I let go of that past? How can others let go of the past?
Okay, it's really important that we learn these mechanisms because there are things that we will have to learn to apply them to get out of this hole that we find ourselves. Because if you don't do that, it's going to affect our self-esteem. You won't see yourself befitting or good enough for any good thing that is coming your way. And it's really going to affect how you project yourself, how you get your things done, and how far you go in life. So in the process of loving yourself, you just have to think about yourself and the beautiful future that is ahead of you. We all have a dream about ourselves. We all have goals that we want to achieve. So you now begin to see yourself achieving those goals in spite of what you are seeing right now.
Okay, so I'm going to cut you there. We'll go on a short break. However, when we come back, I really love for us to go into, like, bring yourself as an example for us to see and learn from. I like the question she raised, and I like that part where you talked about really it's loving yourself. But I felt like just before Victoria raised the question that sometimes it's hard to love yourself knowing that I did those things. Like
Flaws.
it was me. It wasn't like a demon entered me. I did it. And then I'm loving that me. It's really very hard. So after this short break, we'll come back to that. Thank you.
Many times, you beat yourself up a little too much. Many times, you magnify the guilt or the mistakes that you have made in the past. And you make your mistakes to be the center of the universe, always looking left and right, thinking that people see you through the lens of your mistake. But let me tell you something. You have to stop drowning. You really have to stop drowning. And you need to seek help. How can you seek help?
So welcome back. I know that before we went on break, we were talking about, I was saying that how is it easy for you to love yourself when you know that you didn't do that being demon possessed. You did it with your senses and you made a decision and all of that. So how is it? Because obviously you always remember. I remember that, man, I did not try at all. You will always remember. So how easy it is to still love me, knowing fully well who me is.
Okay. Well, doing that, it is something that you do progressively. And this progressive, let me use this example. If your phone is flat, you put in the power cord. Is it immediately that it enters 100%? No. Before see 1%, later you check again, you see like 3%. So that's the kind of progression. That's the kind of slack you will have to cut for yourself. So first thing is you are telling yourself, I'm going to love me. Folake, I just love you in spite of you. And with this love comes with the confidence that I can do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now you now begin to go to show what do you think, what will you do for the person that you say you love? Then you begin to do them to yourselves intentionally. Now, talking about letting go of the past and loving yourself, that means you need to first resolve this past, that event that brought in the guilt. So how do you do this? You sit down and appraise the issue. Play the events again. See where you made the mistake. Because there are times that people become guilty because somebody told them you caused it.
True.
I had to talk to an adult friend of mine just about, she just let go not quite long. Her father died. And one of us was like, come to this prophet. And she said, no, my faith does not go around. So she didn't go. This person that invited her to see a seer put the blame on her. If you had followed me, your daddy
won't have died.
Your father. And she felt like the responsibility was on her. Maybe if she had gone, they have told her to do one or two things. Maybe daddy wouldn't have died then. And I told her, you are not God. He is the one that decides what happens.
What exactly happens?
So first know that you are not God. And again, I accept the love that God has given us. God knows. The scripture said, while we are yet sinners.
I think I would like to cut this there. I feel like Jibola has something to tell us.
Yeah, you spoke about self-love as regards to overcoming guilt and shame. But I like to see guilt as a sea and somebody drowning in it. So sometimes you really cannot save yourself. So how much help do you need from the outside to complement the self-love that you're giving yourself as regards to overcoming guilt and shame?
Okay. There is a lot to do when it comes to drowning. And the moment you realize that you can't help yourself, it's always good that you reach out to someone to help you. And this someone starts from the circle of your friends. So if you now look at the circle of your friends and you can't find anyone to reach out to, then that's a pointer that you need a new circle of friends. Because at times when you drown, it's because of people around you. People around you cause you to sink. Nobody just begin to drown in these emotions that we are talking about, the society has a way of, the environment has a way of contributing to it. So it has to be that. So if you now realize that your friends now cannot help you, then you could seek for professional help, or you look for adults that you know can help you along that line. And then don't be ashamed, just talk to someone. By talking to somebody, you will get the needed help. Then another thing that happens in the case of drowning is that this guilt has not been resolved. The guilt that you no longer, the events that you did negatively, or that actually at that point you felt guilty about it, and later it faded away, means it has been resolved. Maybe consciously or consciously, okay, there are some things that you just realize, oh, I'm not the only one in it. So this one goes away. Even in our relationship with God, we do have guilt. Some of us that are already working, when it comes to tithing, you say, oh, I'm free, don't she? But when you get to some other places, you now realize that no, it's not everybody that does it. Some people are actually faithful. Then you now begin to align yourself to being on the journey of being faithful with your tithe, or these things that we believe they are good, that you're supposed to do. So I think I've answered that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right.
You said you have a story to share, because I would really like to hear that story as regards to how you were able to overcome that sea of guilt that you found yourself in, so that we can actually have practical ways to be able to leave the sea, as it were.
Thank you very much. Well, this happened in line of my academics, and for all of us, that's our career, that's our future. So I was in NC, the then St. Andrews College of Education at Oyo, studying agriculture, double major. So one of my bestie had a carryover. She just called on me, Flaky, please, this course, I don't know it, clinical, I failed. So I said, why didn't you tell me before now? So I will have taught you. It was agric economics course. So she just said, if you leave me, I'm not, and I've been helping her with her studies. So if you leave me, I won't make it. So I felt I was doing her a favor. So I just dressed up and went to the exam hall and sat for her, and that's impersonation, and it's a grievous offense. I said, wow. It was grievous, but I didn't give it a thought. And I was caught. I was caught by a lecturer that knew me.
There's no running away.
So, to cut the long story short, we were expelled, myself and that my friend.
Wow.
And the course was a 200 level course. We had even resumed for our part 3. NC is 3 years. I was about writing my project, preparing to start my experiment on fisheries, and the results came out and we are out. I couldn't go home. Everything caught me, shame, guilt, everything. And all the ones that I thought I have overcome. That's why I talked about unresolved guilt. All those things that have happened while growing up. Teenagers and young people, we can be very mischievous. And it's not our fault. We are just finding our footing. We are just trying to understand all these flushes of emotions coming our way. So at times, we handle it wrongly. And I'm not an exemption. I'm not a saint in that line. So all those flashes came. The friend that I wrote the exam for, she went gaga immediately. So she was even taken out of Oyo and was brought down to Ibadan for treatment.
She literally lost her mind.
Yeah,
Wow.
She lost her mind. So it was a combination of church and so.
Wow.
While in that state, I felt that was the end, and I began to hear a lot of things that people have said at one point or the other about me, and I believe that's the end. So I just told myself, in the process of thinking about it, that's the end. Folake, don't worry. It's a pity you'll be selling pepper. I saw myself selling pepper at Ojo, really.
Wow.
And that I will have high patronage because I can speak good English. So with this English, I will use the English, and I never saw any hope of going back to school. I just felt my world just collapsed, and that was all. So, but what changed me? One of our honorable. He's an honorable in the household in SUG.
Okay.
The guy slept
SUG in school.
In school, he slept and he did not wake. And I was hearing all the noise. I couldn't even go to where I was staying. I was staying in my friend's house. You know, she's no longer around. So hearing that, you know, changed my perspective. And I think it's important that when you are drawing or when you are feeling all these things, that's why it's important to think about your future and this life that you have. And it was like, it is over for honorable. So that was my healing, the starting point for my healing. Then I began to think, for you are not dead.
Okay,
You are
you
alive.
still do.
There's hope.
There is hope.
Yeah, that's it.
You can do this. You can move on. And I was thinking, how? How do I go home and tell my parents
That's a
that
lot.
this happened? How? And all the stuff. Why I felt more terrible was because I was the only person that went to NCA. All my elders, I'm the baby of the house. So all my seniors went to university straight. So you're already seeing where that is really coming from already, that I'm starting from the least, like the least ladder. I secondary school, NCE, degree, and that's how the ladder is going to be. And so then I went to my guardian because somebody linked me up to enter St. Andrews. So I went to him and he was like, thank God we found the dead. And
We found the dead.
because I was hiding, nobody knew where I was, and I didn't allow anybody get to me. So at times I would just, when I don't know, I would just get drunk and I would come back home. And after the alcohol clears, it's me.
Sorry, I need to come in here. I like your story because it gives us a full dimension of, you know, different things that people go into. But now this is my question. Sorry, what happened to your friend? Did she ever, like, you know, come back to do, like, you obviously decided to man up. Did she get that courage internally and externally too?
That's why I'm feeling very bad, so sad. She could
Never
not move on.
did.
Yeah. It's now that we are talking and I'm encouraging her to take classes. Before she came to NCA, she had grade 2, and that's all she had. And you know, today grade 2 will not earn you anything. So we are still like.
Okay. So I'll just like you to go to your own story and then be.
So when I saw him, he asked me what I wanted. Before I got to him, you know, I've evaluated that, okay, I can still do this. I will not. So when he offered me pre-degree at Lautech, I was ready to accept it. And I began to work on myself. I began to put on everywhere I could see my bedpost, my mirror. Of course, I've loved makeup ever since. So every day I would do the mirror. I've put quotes that will help me. I built positive boundaries around me.
Like that.
So that's very important. If you have a target, just put it in front of you. But there is a need for you to be discreet about it, because when people see it,
You might laugh at it.
and that might burst that your bubble that you are just trying to make and nurture. So then he gave me the support. I entered school and I began to work on myself. All through, I carried myself like a queen. I carried myself like a queen, as if nothing ever.
Okay, sorry to cut you. I really like that part where you said that you created an environment around yourself, and then it makes me feel like there are times that the environment itself might not be enabling for you to overcome your guilt and shame. However, can you create something and guard it jealously? And that's why I say you have to be discreet about it. Guard it. Being discreet is also guarding something with you know, you with all your minds that this thing I create must really live. And then it's sad that another person could not continue, but then it just probably gives us a picture of how life can be. Two people going through the same exact situation, and then one person is able to say, I think I would continue, or I would say God helps one person to say, because if not for Honorable's
That's what
death,
I even want to say.
if not for Honorable's death, you won't be here. You won't just come to, wait, somebody just died. That's the end. For me, I still have a little bit of life, and I can still do a lot with the time I have and all of that. And I would really like to just say, can you just give us like a wrapping word for any child, any teenager going through it might not even be this we've discussed. It might be entirely something else, but it's still shameful. You can't talk about it. You can't tell people. Even your best pals don't know about it. Any word to encourage them and come out of it.
Okay. To everyone out there having one struggle with one issue or the other, I just want to encourage you that you say I kept talking about loving yourself. You just have to, in spite of yourself, don't mind all those weaknesses and those flaws. Just love yourself. And after that, seek after pursuing doing the right thing, because you feel guilty because you know it was actually wrong. So now emerge out of that rut. And I want to tell you that you can't do this alone, because all this process that I said I went through, I actually went to, and my parents saw me as the prodigal daughter. They embraced me, and this time they supported me more with prayers. And I entered school knowing how to choose my friends better and to make the right decisions. So it's important that you forgive yourself.
Yeah.
It's important that you love yourself. And it's also important that you know that coming out solely depends on you. Whether you seek help or not, it solely depends on you, because some people have helps around them, but
Still
yet
didn't come out.
they are not yet ready to come out. So you must be ready, because the future lies ahead.
Thank you so much. I must say I love your choice of words. I like it because you really use those kind of verbs that make you feel like something is coming into you. So thank you so much. And I won't say so much about what she has said, because I really want you to hold on to everything she has. Forgive yourself, please. It's very important. And then just know that you have a lot of time to correct whatever it is. Don't drown in it, like Jibola kept saying. Do not drown in it. So thank you. Know that we're always here. We're your family. We love you, and we keep rooting for you. Thank you.
This is Staying Updated on Bigsister Show. On today's episode, I'll be talking to us about something we can relate to very well, which is personal hygiene. So first off, I'll be starting with our teeth. I'm sure from childhood we've been told that we're supposed to brush twice daily. And for some reason, maybe we were not told that we are supposed to brush twice daily to reduce the amount of tooth decay that goes on with bacterial action on our teeth. Another one will be taking our bath daily. This involves at least taking your bath with good water and soap twice daily. Another one would be washing our clothes regularly. A lot of times, some people tend to wear clothes twice without them knowing that the cloth is already dirty. So the best thing to do is, once you're done with a cloth, wash it immediately with good water and soap. That would be all for now, and please do not forget to like, subscribe and comment on this channel. See you next time. Bye for now.